Welcome to Evolution in Controls. I'm your host, Tim Wilson. Thank you for joining us. We've all heard the expression, and perhaps have used it, that it's who you know when we talk about gaining an advantage or getting something accomplished. The expression hints at the power of connections. The right connection, the expression teaches, makes all the difference. Well, in the technical world of factory automation, nothing gets done without the right connections. But it's not connections between people that's important. It's the connection between devices that allows everything to get done. As you well know, our world of factory automation is made up of a vast array of individual, discrete devices. And if those devices don't connect, don't talk, don't power up or signal, automation is at a standstill. It used to be said that for the want of a nail, the battle was lost. In factory automation, it is easily true that for the want of a cable, everything is at a standstill. So today, we're going to talk about connections, about cables, and about how the want of a cable can bring everything to a stop. Balluff is a leading manufacturer of sensor devices and cables that connect them, and is one of the newer partners with Evolution Motion. Here to help us wade through this sea of cables and connections and a new stocking program are three product managers from Evolution Motion. We are joined by Michelle Quinn, Marty Bick, and Jared Halsey. Guys, thank you for joining me. Why don't we start with an introduction? Jared, we're going to start with you. Tell us a little about yourself and what you do here at Evolution Motion.
Sure. So I'm going on a little over a year and 3 months with Evolution. My background went on 20 years factory automation.
Okay.
Vast, different
From like a
industries.
controls standpoint?
Yeah, all the way from technician to design, programming,
Nice.
and then product management. So a lot of vast different levels of experience in the factory automation field.
Okay. Michelle.
Good morning. I have been with Evolution for about almost 20 years, actually.
Holy cow. Nice.
Always worked in the sales department.
Yep.
And so I've had an opportunity to work with all of our product lines.
You've done mechanical as well as...
And mechanical, hydraulics, electrical, safety. So when they gave me the opportunity to move into product management, I was happy to take that, and it so happened to be with our connectivity.
That's awesome.
Safety, so yeah.
Awesome. Marty.
Well, I've been with Evolution for going on 18 years now.
All right.
And
So Michelle outranks you then.
yes.
Just a little.
But I've been in the controls industry since 1977. I got my start in process controls doing wastewater water treatment plants, and then into machine controls.
You were 12 when you started then, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, let's go with that. So anyway, but I've enjoyed what I do, and I know PLCs very well, and I've been lately supporting all of our electrical product lines, such as Balluff, that we're here to talk about today.
All right. Well, let's jump into it. You guys heard the case that I made in my introduction about how everything can be at a standstill without the right cable. But the question I've got is that really hyperbole? Does that really happen?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
When people get desperate, what they'll do is, if they have a transfer line and they've got high flux, they got a cable tray. What they'll do is, if the cable finally wears out, even the high flex cables will eventually wear out. They'll put a standard cable in there, and then they break, and they.
I mean, a cable that's bending back and forth.
Exactly. People quite often use the wrong cables too, so we can help with that.
Okay. So why a stocking program? What's the case for a stocking program?
Exactly what Marty just said, so that customers don't have to make that decision to use a cable that they shouldn't be using, possibly cause safety issues.
Okay.
Because, time down is money.
Okay.
So we can get them back up and running with the cables that we have in stock, and then they're not having to use something they shouldn't be using.
Jared, what do you see as the variables that help define a cable stocking program? What are the things that you have to be considering? We've got a couple of cables on the table here. One's green and one yellow. Is it color? Is it connector? What are the variables?
Yeah, there's a lot of different things. So it's going to be what you're using that cable for. because there's different standards. So you've got like a power cable that's going to be like an L-coded. You've got data cables, so those are going to be like a D-coded. And then you're going to have just communication or your discrete I/O, and that's going to be your A-coded cables. So there is a lot of different types that plug in play, and they are different, as you see here, different configurations. So you can't just plug in the wrong cable. But going back to Michelle's point of not having the right cable can, not have that cable, basically not have the full life.
Right.
So it will fail prematurely. And, one of the hardest things to fight in the factory automation field is a low voltage short. And that comes from cables
Or a
wearing.
bad cable or a cable that's worn out.
Yep. Just a little bitty short, could be hours of downtime. And it's hard for technicians to find those.
There've got to be hundreds of manufacturers of devices. Do we have to keep cables for everyone, or are there some standards that these guys, you mentioned L-coded or A-coded, what does that mean?
Yeah, so that's still going to be the L-coded, and all that is a standard for that cable, but they're also going to have the same pinout and all that too. So there's a standard behind it that you can go in and grab a certain L-coded, and that is going to be built, the pinout the same.
Okay, so different manufacturers, Michelle, are going to have they're going to use that same standard then?
They're going to use the same standard. So, and again, just like you said, there's a lot of cable connectivity manufacturers out there. But if you're looking at your A-coded, your D-coded, your L-coded, the connection, the connectivity, the pinouts are what's going to be the same.
When you're talking to customers, what are they looking for from a stocking program? Is it just got to have it available? Is there special knowledge that we need to bring to bear? Are there things that we help the customer with?
I think part of it is what's mostly important. Yep.
Okay.
Is that we have it available.
All right.
Two, of course, is always cost. Customers are always looking at the cost part of it. But then two, that we're stocking what makes sense, right? That we're stocking what they need for the products that they've got in the plants. So like for us, we have to be cognitive to think about older technology versus newer technology. So our stocking program, just because the newer technology is going to the L-coded for the power in the M12, we still have to make sure that we are keeping inventory for the technology that's out there.
So as new technology is coming out, they use a different size or different configuration for the connectors? Is that what's happening?
They're going to the L-coded for it's a smaller cable, but getting the power that you need.
Okay. All right. Marty, you said you've been in this, you've been in the game longer than me or as long as me. What kind of problems have you seen companies run into?
Well, a lot of times they'll use a standard M12 cable when they needed a shielded cable for such as analog signals. You'll deal with that.
Okay.
And again,
noise.
You get a lot of noise and a lot of ground loops that way. So the nice thing about it is that analog signals are decreasing in use, because now with a product like IO-Link and these IO-Link masters, they're digitizing the signals, and you don't have that analog signal where you have to keep it away from inductive power.
We no longer live in an analog world. It's gone digital.
All right. Yeah. Yep. And that's a lot easier. It would have made my life easier many, many years ago. I would have been chasing so many ground loops. But back to Michelle's saying, the L-coded, we're in transition in North America. It's been going on in Europe. They're way ahead of us. They've always wanted to make things smaller. So they came out with the L-coded M12 cables. The primary difference is the gauge of the wire inside of it. It can handle much, much higher current. Whereas typically in North America, we use the yellow cables here, which are what they call 7/8 or mini connectors. And we're trying to shrink the size of our panels and the space that it takes. And so we're seeing more and more L-coded use in North America than we've ever done recently.
Okay. Well, I said in my introduction that Balluff is one of our newer partners. Did we start right away with the stocking program? Is that one of the things that we led with? How long have we been doing it? How's the program going?
Yeah, I mean, so kicking that off with Balluff and their cables, we knew the need for the demand for our customers of having a stocking program and knowing what it costs to have a machine down for an extended period of time. So I think that was one of the leaders of us having a stocking program and making sure it was done correctly and getting the right cables in.
And we started the program with what we knew our customers were using or what we anticipated they would use. It's very fluid.
Okay.
Jared and I are looking at reports every couple of weeks and looking at really what customers are actually ordering in comparison to what we have on our stocking program. And we will make changes as needed. And we already see some areas where we should be stocking more and probably some that we should be stocking less. So,
And the success story was we had a customer come in through our front door and talk to one of our customer service reps here, and bought two communication cables, Ethernet cables that they needed. We had them in stock, and he walked out of here in 45 minutes. Took us longer to do the paperwork than it took us to get the cables to him. So,
well, one of the things that we do on Evolution in Controls is we kind of look at, we try to look down the road 3 years into the future, 4 years into the future. This is a new program for us. Where do you see this program going in the next 3 or 4 years? Is it going to be larger than the sale of the devices that they connect to themselves? Is it going to be, are we going to get rid of the cables and everything goes wireless? What do you see? What does the future look like?
There's definitely going to be some wireless. It's already there, right? We're starting to see that in the industry of even safety, talking about wireless. But cables are always going to be there. The necessity for them are not going to completely dissolve. But the next
power is not going to go wireless.
Yeah,
no.
But we're seeing other ways to go into the market, which we've already launched that too. We actually have an online store, which Balluff is part of. So that stocking program got transitioned to our online store. So now our customers, they don't have to wait on us. They can actually go onto the store,
They don't
select
have
the
to walk
cables
in
they
through
want.
the front door.
no.
They do not have to walk through the front door. So now they can go onto our website and then select our stocking program cables and basically have them
Maybe add
hands off.
Maybe add drone delivery for the cables too, if it's in the area.
I'm sure one day.
One day.
Marty,
what do you see?
I see this program constantly evolving
Yep.
because we're watching the stock.
Like what Michelle said.
All right, exactly. So I can see possibly like another cable for the Ethernet cables. There's X-coded and decoded, 4-pin versus 8 pins. Just a matter of how much data you need to transfer. But people are going to want more and more data, so I see more and more X-coded than decoded eventually.
Well, guys, I want to thank you very much for coming in and talking about the stocking program. I appreciate it. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Tim.
thanks, Tim.
To learn more about Balluff and their cables and sensor devices, visit balluff.com. To learn more about Evolution Motion, visit evolutionmotion.com. Don't forget to subscribe to Evolution in Controls on whatever platform you use for video podcasts or on YouTube for a video version so you can be updated when we release new episodes. Thank you again for joining us today. I'm Tim Wilson, and remember, keep moving.